Taylor Guardado, Taneisha Tennant. This is our tournament final. And there is the opening bell. Taneisha Tennant in the black, Taylor Guardado in the green shorts. Both fighters won decisions to get here. They have fought an equal amount of time. They have not taken equal damage. Taneisha Tennant has hardly been hit. Guardado, a very tough fight. In the last round, she took some shots, able to win a close decision. Tennant certainly better in terms of the wear, in terms of the damage she's taken. The only issue, will she be busy enough in this fight against Hope Chase? Very, very close decision as well. Didn't really get busy until the end. Can she afford to wait?
She can. She has 3 rounds. And I think that will be interesting because you cannot come out super strong like you did for the 1-round fights. You have 15 minutes to work. So I feel like this tournament style makes it so interesting because you have to be able to fight both with a fast start and be able to go the distance.
Taneisha Tennant measuring just as she did in her opening 2 fights. Guardado trying to bait her into the takedown. You saw her reach a moment ago for a single leg, what they call a snatch single leg. Not much setup on it, wasn't able to get it.
Just phenomenal movement by Tennant, just shuffling right out of that range, and she's so quick to react.
Very good reflexes, slips very, very well. But Guardado puts everything behind every punch. She throws with a lot of power. I think that may have been the difference against De Jesus late in that fight. She was able to land some big strikes. Taneisha Tennant has to beware that power. Taneisha Tennant so far claiming the center of the cage, making Guardado come to her.
And I really feel like Guardado is having some issues closing that range. You know, Tennant's footwork and movement is so good, but she's utilizing those leg kicks. She's making it a longer range than just the striking range. And then as soon as Guardado tries to close the range, she uses that jab. Oh,
nice kick.
Beautiful question mark kick there by Tennant.
I need volume with hands. Volume with hands.
By the way, just personally, I love your reaction to this kick. It's like you're at a Thai fight right now. It's my favorite. By the way, if you've never been to a Thai fight, everybody chants "Oi" every time somebody kicks. It's awesome. It's awesome. I'm not gonna lie. I just feel like I'm in Thailand when I'm here. It's awesome.
Thailand is a beautiful place.
It's a beautiful place. Taneisha Tennant trying to work behind the jab, pawing a bit. Nice right hand over the top by Guardado.
As the shorter fighter, I would like to see Guardado kind of double and triple up on that jab. She's going to have to take a couple punches to close that range, and you need to commit to that and just keep that range once you've closed it, and do not let Tennant reestablish it.
Another thing too, it changes the timing, and Tennant's so good at reading timing, so good at counter punching, double, triple jab. It keeps them guessing. It's just gonna be 1 jab, maybe 2, maybe 3. It can throw a counter puncher off.
Something in front of it. Give me a little jab.
So far, Twitter, Dynamite for Life, likes the open scoring. So far, we've heard positive things from fighters and fans. But you should know on Twitter, nothing's totally positive, ever. Doesn't matter. Puppies, people will somehow troll them.
It is hit and miss sometimes on Twitter. I definitely know from firsthand experience.
I don't even want to know.
You don't.
I don't want to know at all. I have no interest in knowing. And there's Guardado getting in with the body lock.
Tennant
may have gotten away with a fence grab there. Sprinting to the fence. Not just running to it, sprinting.
And that's such a good game plan, because when you have the open match shot, it is so much harder to defend. But when you're up against the cage, it's almost like having a third person or like a brick wall there helping you with that takedown defense. And she's got phenomenal hips, great sprawl there. You know, Guardado is adamant on that leg, but Tennant doing a great job of really lengthening Guardado out and forcing her hands off of the leg.
Yeah, excellent job with the defense, short punches. Wouldn't surprise me if Guardado tries to kind of roll out of this position, sort of a Kelly, like a short duck under. I don't think she's going to get the chance to do that, though. And that's how the round will end. Guardado going for the takedown. Tennant able to stop it. No surprise in the scoring in that first round, Megan?
I'm not surprised. I think Tennant did a phenomenal job. She nullified everything that Guardado came at her with and really executed a very smart first round.
Miranda Maverick, Phoenix Series 2 champion. She's on Twitter checking it out, supporting us. Please do the same. Phoenix Series. And it is Taneisha Tennant in the black versus Taylor Guardado in the green. This is our tournament finale. First round, 10-9, Taneisha Tennant. We know that because of the now open scoring. Pretty much what we expected. Tight counter punching, very patient. Guardado coming in, trying to get the takedown, trying to land big punches. So far, Taneisha Tennant a little too technical.
Leaving it, Taylor.
Guardado just hasn't been able to find her range. She has that big overhand and she wants to look to get to the body lock, but she just hasn't been able to do that. Tennant has been too technical, too patient, and just phenomenal at controlling the range.
Look at that.
Someone's mouthpiece just got knocked out. I think it's Guardado's. Taneisha Tennant, good straight left right down the pipe.
Nice check. Double over.
Guardado trying to wade in and get that big punch landed. But the jab and that short hook a little bit too quick. There's the hook again.
I like that volume. Keep that going, Taylor.
Don't know if the referee knows that the mouthpiece is out.
Right
now, this is a lull in the action. Usually they'd stop right now to put the mouthpiece in, and he has not done that.
Double that jab on that.
There you go. He sees it. Good timing on getting that mouthpiece back. Didn't interrupt the action. Great job by the referee. They go back to work. Yep. Best referees are the ones you don't notice.
Beautiful head movement by Tennant, just out of the way of that elbow. Guardado is doing a good job as she is forcing the action. She's coming forward a little bit more aggressively, but there's too much time in between that gives Tennant that range that she can kind of keep and reestablish and just go to work.
And the jab, it kind of creates a delay in your offense. The way I try to explain it, it's like trying to talk and someone shocks you. You can't quite finish your sentence. It isn't that bad. It just interrupts whatever you're trying to do. That's what the jab does for someone else's striking offense.
It really does, Jimmy, and I think Tennant is doing a phenomenal job of using that. She's just stopping Guardado with that jab right as she goes to be able to implement her combinations.
She's been throwing in the occasional sneaky right hand. There's one to the gut.
All right, you keep that volume in her face. 2 minutes.
Keep in mind, this is Guardado's pro debut. She was 9-1 as an amateur, but that was 9 years ago. 9-1, her one loss to Ronda Rousey. She had a kid, took a lot of time off. She said she didn't even train for 7 of those years. That is absolutely insane.
It really is. When I spoke with her earlier this week, she said that she has been training consistently since April of last year, so it hasn't even been a full year, but it just shows how good she is and how much tenacity and determination she has to come back and put on a phenomenal showing tonight on over almost 9 years off.
Yeah, she finds herself in the finals against Taneisha Tennant. And this has been mostly at Taneisha Tennant's range. Outside jabbing range, she's been able to find a home for the right hand. Guardado hasn't been able to get in her comfort zone the entire fight. Her body lock has been virtually a non-factor, hasn't been in that position much, no takedowns. She's been forced to wade in off big shots like that, but hasn't been able to kind of string them together enough to make a meaningful offense.
Yeah, she's only really throwing one, maybe two punches at a time. You know, when she does land that big leg kick, I would like to kind of her either to set it up with hands before or hands afterwards and really use the damage from that kick to be able to have some momentum and get a couple more shots off on Tennant. Like that, she did a phenomenal job coming forward, mixing it up, ending with the low kick, mixing between her striking and her kicks.
Certainly a better round for Guardado, trying to finish strong, but Taneisha Tennant trying to leave the impression in the mind of the judges by finishing strong in this round. A little bit of gamesmanship there, a little bit of showboating. Final round of our Invicta tournament. Phoenix Series 3. It is Taneisha Tennant in the black, Taylor Guardado in the green. 2 rounds to none for Taneisha Tennant. Now look, the boogeyman of the open scoring system is that people feel that a fighter who knows they are ahead will coast in the final round. Taneisha Tennant has fought a conservative game plan throughout this tournament. I just don't see that being a factor. She's not the kind of fighter to wade in recklessly anyway. I think she's going to keep fighting the way she has been fighting, simply because it's worked, Megan.
And I think one thing that I took from my interview with her after the semifinals is if she can do her, then she feels that she can beat anyone. And I think that is what she's doing. She's doing her, she's moving, she's having great footwork, she's not forcing anything, and I think that is what has been key for her this entire night.
And veteran fighters, and she's certainly not a veteran. This is only her 3rd professional fight. Remember, the other 2 are exhibitions. One thing you got to keep in mind is you never want to let an opponent mentally or physically back into the fight. A tweet from Ryan King, loving the open scoring for the Phoenix Series 3 event. Why MMA waited so long to introduce it is beyond me. That's a good question. Very good question. But hey, we caught up. We eventually did it. But what I mean by that is a lot of times fighters are ahead. You kind of slow down. You let your opponent mentally back in the fight. They start thinking they can win it. Even if they're behind, you could get a 10-8 round. You can get a finish if you kind of take your foot off the gas.
I agree, Jimmy. And, you know, Tennant has opened up the nose of Guardado with that jab. She's doing a phenomenal job. She's now, as soon as Guardado is trying to force the entry, Tennant is doing a phenomenal job of shuffling back and throwing that right hand or throwing that jab and just keeping her at bay with those power shots and those stabbing jabs that are so effective.
I can tell by your voice, you're used to them just annoying you in sparring. When someone has a good jab, it is absolutely the worst.
Try sparring James Krause.
I'll grapple with James.
You will learn how annoying the jab can be.
Sucks. Good guy who's horrible to train with.
He is a phenomenal athlete, phenomenal coach, and is very, very long with his jab.
Horrible. Worst guys to train with. Guardado now bleeding out of her nose. Taneisha Tennant keeping that jab right in her face. Right hand is high, great cover on the opposite side. She doesn't make herself vulnerable when she throws it. Now, if you're Guardado's corner, what are you telling her for this 3rd round? Because she needs a finish, or at least a 10-8 to get a draw and force another round. What can she do?
She's just going to commit. You know you're down 2 rounds, and just commit and just go for it. I think she kind of hesitated with the range a little bit. She just needs to understand she's going to get hit, but try and hit Tennant as hard as she can at the same time.
Now, Taneisha Tennant, very, very technical, very, very savvy with her boxing. You generally don't hit a fighter like that with your 1st or 2nd shot, maybe the 3rd, 4th, or 5th. You have to throw that 5-6 strike combination like that. Try to get something going, because those first 2 just aren't going to land.
I agree, Jimmy. I think with somebody who is such a phenomenal counter striker and has got great movement and head movement, it's as a shorter fighter fighting somebody like Tennant, you have to high volume. You have to constantly be in their face, constantly making them back up. Don't let them reestablish that range and just force the action and make it a brawl.
2 or 3 punches. 2 or 3 punches, Taylor.
So far, Guardado content to reset in the center of the cage. Now one big shot, Taneisha Tennant can see it coming. And she blocks it again. We see, I see what you're talking about in terms of she's always resetting and going back to the center rather than, okay, I pushed her back a little bit, 3 or 4 more strikes might get her all the way to the fence. We haven't seen that commitment yet.
40 seconds.
30 seconds left in the fight. Can Guardado pull something that will turn this fight around? She needs a finish. She has to commit to the right hand. With 20 seconds left, Taneisha Tennant hasn't showed any chinks in her armor. Sound defense, great movement. That's why she's dominated this fight, Megan.
She really has. Guardado is definitely pouring on towards the end. I think she knows that she needs to kind of come away with a Hail Mary here.
The bell is going to ring. Without that happening, Taneisha Tennant, a brilliant tournament, a brilliant fight.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, after 3 rounds, we go to the judges' scorecards. All 3 scored 30-27. Your winner by unanimous decision, and the Phoenix Series 3 Bantamweight Tournament champion, still undefeated, Taneisha Triple Threat Tennant!